Grand opening, grand closing. Welcome, my friends, my family, my fellow gamers. Your only friend these YouTube streets, Puerto Rock 77. Back at you with another video. We're gonna talk a little bit about Phil Spencer, CEO of Xbox Gaming, in his interview with Variety Magazine. We're gonna touch on his thoughts of his next gen console, his thoughts on supporting the Switch 2. I'm going to touch on those and also a little bit on Game Pass. In this interview, he talks on more stuff pertaining to, Xbox IPs, being adapted for movies and TV shows and stuff like that. Hollywood ventures and stuff. But we're gonna go touch on more on the gaming side, right? So we're gonna go straight to those questions. But I'll provide the link to the entire interview if you're interested in reading the entire interview. So it'll be in the description box. And as we scroll down, I think this will be a good time to say if you're new to the channel, subscribe for more content and please like the video, right? It would be truly appreciative. So here's the first question right here in terms of what I want to touch on. Switch 2 is set to be released soon. As you've begun to branch out with games available on PlayStation and Nintendo consoles, do you have plans for specific projects on Switch 2? Phil Spencer answers, so we've been supporting Switch 1. I want to support Switch 2. Nintendo has been a great partner. We think it is a unique way for us to reach players who aren't PC players, who aren't players on Xbox. It lets us continue to grow our community of people that care about the franchises that we have, and that's really important for us to make sure we continue to invest in our games. I'm really a big believer in what Nintendo means for this industry and us continuing to support them. And getting the support from them for our franchises, I think, is an important part of our future. Interesting. Well, I mean, not surprising because this is the stuff that third-party publishers do. They're gonna reach out to as many platforms as possible, and I don't think Microsoft's gonna miss out on potential success of Switch 2. Now we know Switch 2 is off to a rocky start in terms of just its initial reveal and stuff, but we're just gonna have to wait until it's out in the market and see what's going on and see how it actually performs once it's out, the games are out. We'll see how the market responds. Here's the next question, and this one's interesting. Variety asks, does Nintendo revealing its next-gen console make you antsy to announce what Xbox has coming next in that space? Phil Spencer straight up said no. I think all of us in the industry should focus on our communities and the player base that we're building. I get inspired by what a lot of different creators do and other platform holders. But I believe in the plans that we have. Obviously, we're evolving what it means to be Xbox and meeting players in so many different places. There are 3 billion people who play video games on the planet, and I get up every morning and think about how Xbox can be more relevant to the 3 billion people who play. And that's through making sure we're leading in how our games and our platform features can be available in as many places as possible, whether that's cloud, whether it's people playing on PC, whether it's people playing on console. So we're really driven by trying to grow our franchise and our platform to be an important part of gaming for as many of those 3 billion gamers as we can reach. Yeah, that's just straight up third party. You're not going to listen, Xbox consoles can't even consistently get 50 million now. You know what I'm saying? So it's a very poor product to reach gamers. The best way to reach gamers is the products that are successful. The iPhones, the Samsungs, Android devices, PCs, right? Nintendo, things like that. That's where you get, a significant amount of people. The Xbox consoles not contributing much, right? So I don't blame him for not being antsy or excited or thrilled. I mean, he could have at least played it off, right? He kind of says, he just straight up said no. Like nothing. Like this not even a thing, right? He could at least been like, he could have been like, seeing the Switch review. It does give a level of excitement of new hardware and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm excited, for the potential future that we're planning. But for now, until that point, we're excited. And then you go on your whole spiel about software, right? But he just cut it off the legs of these fanboys. He just said, nah, we're good. All right. Next one says, how are you viewing Game Pass' ongoing role in the larger Xbox business right now? He says, I'll start with just how many people are playing games, and I've always thought about Game Pass as just another option somebody wants to play. We may have many business models for people playing from free to play, buying games, discounted games. Game Pass is an option. So when I'm looking at Game Pass, I want to make sure the hours that people are playing continue to go up. That new people see this as a way for them to find and build their library games, and we remain focused on that biggest area of growth. To continue, oh wait, oh man, it's messed up. All right, to continue, my thing messed up. This is terrible. I can't see the screen. What's going on here? The screen's messing up. Get back. All right, hold on. I'm having a little technical difficulties. What's going on here? Let me get back to the screen, to the article. All right. Here we go. All right. Sorry for the delay. So unprofessional. Here we go. Our biggest area of growth right now are PC and cloud, which makes sense since consoles all up are good business. They're an established business. They're not really growing segment in gaming. So we got good growth on PC. We got growth on cloud in terms of users. Let's see. And console continues to be a really healthy part of Game Pass, but there isn't a unique need for Game Pass to be the only way for people to play. If everybody who's a Game Pass subscriber instead decides to buy the games, that's good for the business as well. I'm sure, Phil, that yeah, buying games is good for the business. For me, I look at Game Pass as a healthy option for certain people. It's not for everybody. If you play 1 or 2 games a year, Game Pass probably isn't the right business model for you. You should just buy those 2 games, and that would make total sense. But I want you to have the choice. So we remain focused on everything that's on Game Pass is also available to buy. We're making those games available to buy in more places, of course. And I look at overall hours of people who are playing on Xbox, playing our games, and that's a number that continues to grow fairly substantially. And that's really the metric I think about for success, and Game Pass has been an important part of that, but I don't try to solve the Game Pass specifically on its own. It's kind of part of the equation for Xbox finding new players. So you can see, even he feels like if you only really play 1 or 2 games a year and you probably put in a lot of hours, Game Pass not for you. Which is why we were saying that Call of Duty, for the majority, is not going to move Game Pass. A gamer who primarily plays Call of Duty and maybe 1 or 2 other big, games of that year, it's not going to jump on Game Pass just because it's $20 a month and you have access to a ton of games. That doesn't really matter. Like having 400 games that you don't really care about playing isn't value and stuff, right? That's why Game Pass is like really slowly growing as compared to other subscription services, right? It's been out. Wow, it came out in 2017. Right? Came out in 2017. So this is about what, 8 years this year? So it came out June of 2017. So this year's gonna be its 8th anniversary. And it has yet to crack 50 million subscribers. And that's a number that Microsoft expected, I think like during the ABK trials, right? Court hearings. They expected like 60 million by 2024, some crazy number. So they're way behind their own projections and stuff, right? But let me know what you think, especially the lack of enthusiasm for talking about next generation hardware and stuff like that. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. This is the Only Friends You Do Streets, Porter Rock 77. Again, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, become a member. Membership is opportunity. There's opportunity to become a member, support the channel. If you want to support that way, that would be truly appreciative of you. Anyway, check me out this Saturday. Has Zuby Tech as a guest, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern time. It's a makeup for the Friday Night Live, but it won't be one tomorrow because tomorrow's Good Friday. But I have a makeup one on Saturday. Again, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern time. Zubitech will be the guest, and it's going to be a great time. Anyway, looking forward to it. Looking forward to you guys checking out more content here. You'll see the cards on the end screen, the playlist. Check out the latest 60 frames no lag, and check out my latest video. All right, you guys take care. Peace. Grand opening